Oh, there's another one? Well, there you go. Are we live?
Marcy's hot on the button here. Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for your morning news here with Kelowna Now, live on location.
And we're on time.
Yes. And we'll check out our weather forecast as well for ATB Wealth. Looks like we do have some snow in the forecast today, or at least tomorrow anyways. A BC teacher who sent a photograph of his backside to a former student has been fired and banned from teaching.
So Curtis Visa admitted that his actions constitute professional misconduct, I guess, right? And a consent agreement he agreed with the BC Commissioner for Teachers. According to the report, Visa began exchanging increasingly sexualized messages with the former student, referred to only as Student A, over Snapchat in December 2020. The student, who was implied to be female, had graduated in 2019 from the Nanaimo Secondary School, where Visa taught her PE. It included messages, sexually explicit photos of himself to her. Wow. So he has been fired, and then he's not allowed to teach for 5 years?
Well,
only 5 years.
That's the part that I was kind of curious about myself. Right? But, yeah. There you go.
A full parole has been granted to the SUV passenger convicted in the Calgary police officer's death back in 2020.
Yeah, Sergeant Andrew Harnett, 37 years old, died after he was dragged by an SUV and fell into the path of an oncoming car on December 31st of 2020. The passenger in the vehicle, Amir, I'm not going to get this name right, Abdul
Rahman, I think.
There you go. Pleaded guilty to manslaughter in 2021, was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He was granted day parole in May, and then a decision last week decided he can now be released. The board is satisfied that he continued to make positive progress while on day parole.
I don't understand the passenger in the vehicle.
Yeah. I imagine the driver got something else, so there was two people involved, but this is the passenger that was released.
Yeah.
So.
On another note, Frank the Tank, the tortoise found wandering in a BC field, has a new home.
Frank is a big turtle.
Look at that.
Adoption request came from as far as New Zealand, but Frank the Tank, 17-kilo turtle, found wandering in Richmond in the bok choy field last month, will be staying in BC. Kaylee Dimmers, manager at Maple Ridge Community and Animal Center, says the shelter received an enormous amount of emails from people seeking to adopt Frank. Wow, like who doesn't want a turtle, right? And they're not identifying the family that is adopting him.
Pretty sweet beast there. The Auditor General has raised concerns about BC's bookkeeping now for the 16th time.
It's weird, no? Michael Pickup says if BC's financial statements follow Canadian public sector accounting standards, there would be about another $7 billion in the revenue column, and liabilities would have dropped by the same amount. This is the 16th time a Pickup's office has qualified its audit report, meaning it couldn't say the financial statements were fairly presented. Pickup says the way the province records the money it receives from specific groups is incorrect because instead of counting the cash as revenue as soon as the building is complete, a portion is counted each year across the project's lifetime. Finance Minister Katrine Conroy says the government respects and appreciates the auditor's efforts on this issue, but feels it's doing what every other jurisdiction in Canada is doing. So, hey, rules are meant for somebody else. As long as somebody else is better. Whatever.
Yeah,
weird.
It's just that's something
like,
I have a hard time getting used to.
Right?
BC growth forecast drops to 1% for 2023, and the wildfire costs rise to $1 billion. At least that's the word.
There you go. Global financial pressures in Canada. Canada's inflation rate challenges are a major contributing factors in the forecast of slower growth for the BC economy. Couldn't be the crushing interest rate.
No, right.
Finance Minister Katrine Conroy said Tuesday that the BC's economy is now projected to grow about 1% this year, a dip from the forecast that was a 1.2% growth. There you go.
And a Coastal GasLink pipeline is mechanically complete now before the year-end deadline.
Yeah, so that pipeline that stretches across northern BC is mechanically complete ahead of the company's year-end deadline. A statement from TC Energy Corp says the history has been made by finishing Canada's first pipeline to the West Coast in over 70 years. The company announced in October the installation of the pipe was finished, while mechanical completion means the end of construction, successful hydro testing of the full 670-kilometer line and engineering reviews. That's awesome. There you go. So the pipeline was originally estimated to cost $6.2 billion, but climbed to $14.5 billion. There you go. Yeah. More sad news.
Yeah, former KIJHL player with Kamloops and Kelowna lost his lengthy battle with cancer at age 29.
Yeah, he was a former chief as well. The Kelowna chief shared the news this afternoon that Austin Braid lost his lengthy battle with brain cancer at the young age of 29. He played with the Chiefs during the 2014-2015 season before moving to Fort St. John and continued his playing career there. There you go.
The burning question, what to do about forest fires. We just heard that they cost the province $1 billion at least. And
two fine-looking young men there.
Yeah, there's Rick Madison and a young
Murray
fella
Wilson.
named Murray Wilson, a retired registered forester, and they had a conversation on video here at Kelowna Now.
I think it was about close to an hour that they talked about wildfire mitigation and that.
Yeah.
The problems with and carbon and all that. And then that's on Kelowna Now. It's also on our TikTok, and it's actually blowing up on our TikTok with hundreds of comments.
Yeah, it's quite a riveting conversation actually on TikTok right now with this piece. And so you can, see the whole video at YouTube. There's a article at KelownaNow.com, and TikTok, you can see the sort of riveting conversation that's happening there. But Murray's brought, a lifetime of experience and training to the conversation, and pretty clearly and concisely goes through from his perspective what he thinks is wrong with the current practices and policies at the provincial government level, what we're doing and what we could be doing better and why it's better. And in fact, optimistically, some big wins could be for all of us in the province if what he's talking about actually makes sense. So, and I don't know, it seems like it does. So it's worth a listen.
Yeah. So we're going to do this key reports from BC report there on people's spending habits. We can probably lose that photo there and that one too. Over half of British Columbia's report feeling worried about their finances this holiday season, and 41% said they're stressing about purchasing holiday gifts this year. One of the ideas that some people are looking at is thrifting and gifting. Do you know what I mean? Like either buying stuff secondhand or utilizing something you already have, and that's try not to give away broken stuff, but stuff that you have and give it to somebody else. If you loved it, then you can share it with somebody else.
Maybe a little re-gifting in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely, right. I know that when we got married, not you and I, but we got some gifts that were in that had the card in from the previous.
Oh yeah,
I forgot to take the card out. So,
it happens.
You could probably just cross the name out and re-gift that card as well. But there are ways to do things without feeling that pressure to always have to attach a dollar value to your gift, right? Do you know what I mean? Like I think as even when you're giving to your kids, like figure out a way so that we've always tried to give stuff that has long-lasting value, because lots of times if it's just a bunch of toys, and then those toys, especially if they get a lot of toys, those toys last only a few seconds.
Treasures, not trinkets.
One, right? Yeah, there's something that they can have.
And we've been focusing on experiences
there you
instead
go.
of things.
Opening a bank account for a youngster is a great idea, though, too, and showing them how to do that. Yeah. So there's lots of cool things you can do. You can even write a letter as like sharing some of your thoughts, as opposed to, having to give some gifts. So
a handwritten letter is almost like gold these days, right? Like there's getting something in the mail like that.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Yeah. And then just sharing shows that you're caring for sure. Big news in the EV world.
Here it comes.
Here it comes tomorrow. I don't know, get your popcorn ready, because It's drawing crowds all over in every, it's probably like 25 showrooms now that the Tesla Cybertruck is in. And you can see the lineups. If you go on X, you can see lineups for people trying to get in just to take a photo with the thing.
Wow.
So that event, if you're interested, is going November 30th in Austin, Texas at 2 p.m. Central Time. So what is that for us? Like 4 o'clock, I think. Where the first customers will take delivery of that Cybertruck. And during that event, Tesla will announce the details of the truck, pricing, like range and all that kind of stuff, because everything's been kind of
noon. It's going to be noon our time. Noon our time, Thursday.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Right up. It's perfect. Right on the lunch hour.
There you go. So I'll be watching it. And I didn't get the letter, so I'm obviously not there picking up mine. So sports. Now we're on the sports.
Rockets hosting a Wild night tonight with the Wild, and then they won't play another home game for a full month, so they're on the road.
With the Wenatchee Wild.
Yeah.
So that's their, after their November 29th game, they go on that long road trip, I think, right?
Yeah.
And they do that once, everything is once every couple of years, they do that big Eastern swing, right? So you don't usually win a lot when they're on those swings either.
No, it's tough. It's tough.
And then with the winning streak they're not on, this could be adding more pain to the already pain, right? So the Rockets and the Wild split their season so far. So with Kelowna earning a 5-3 win at Prospera last September and falling 4-0 in their meeting in Wenatchee a month later. So hopefully, that they're going to get a win under their belt before they go on the road.
Well, as the Rockets get on board the bus for a long road trip, the 21st annual Santa Bus is returning to Kelowna on Sunday. I love this.
Look at that, the front end of that bus.
It's a festive-looking bus.
Like, where do you stop? Like, well, seven car
Some
lengths.
extra stopping training.
That's Rudolph in the front there, right? Well, it doesn't have a red nose, though. It's a yellow nose, so I don't know who that is in the front. Anyway, you have Sunday, December 3rd and Saturday, December 9th. The bus will be once again collecting toys, food, and cash for the Salvation Army's Christmas Assistance Program. So you can find the bus. I think it'll be around the city and stuff like that. So embrace the spirit of giving, and it's our next story. Enjoying Kelowna Santas and spreading the joy this holiday. That's the initiative started by Kelowna Now, where we lots of businesses are involved with this program where we collect toys, new unwrapped toys for children aged 0 to 17, and then parents sign up for this, and then lots of volunteers come out. I've been to that event many times, and there's hundreds of volunteers that are wrapping gifts for the families, and then they're actually delivered just before Christmas to the homes.
It's an amazing initiative, and our very own Alexa does a lot of work.
Head elf, and also the big sponsors of this event for us have been Kelowna Toyota. A big shout out to them. They're really big in community. Like Kelowna Toyota's done an amazing job in that. And Secure Right Mobile Storage, again, Lucas and the team over there, always great and supportive of community events as well. And TD Bank has been a part of Kelowna Santas for a long time. All the branches collect toys, and they've been great, and they contribute a lot. So lots of generous contribution, and obviously it's a time of giving and time to give back. And if you're interested, you can go to the KelownaNow.com site, and you can sign up to be part of the. Lots of people bring their families down, and they have the kids just to show the kids can then help wrap the presents and stuff like that too.
It's nice.
So it's a really
full circle experience.
Lots of really good stuff there, right? Let's do the weather.
All right, the Kelowna 5-day weather forecast for ATB Wealth. We are looking for a high of 2 degrees today, and the clouds continuing to linger. We'll get down to around -2 tonight, and as we look out towards the weekend, we're going to see a bit of a mixed day tomorrow. We're looking for the next slide so we can... we got some light snow tomorrow, beginning with a high of 1 degree down to -6.
I'm going to go with no snow again.
No way. Look at this. We've got snow all over town.
Yeah,
we've got light snow tomorrow. We've got maybe
that's
some...
4 coffees you'll owe, Marcy.
No.
Friday, it's going to be cloudy and maybe even a little sunny. You're going to psych you out with some sun on Friday during the day, but it's going to start to snow at night. And then it's going to be snowy on Saturday, snowy on Sunday, and probably on Monday as well. So the snow is here, and Big White, we're going to be skiing in no time. That's your 5-day weather forecast for ATB Wealth. Realize your vision of wealth at atb.com/wealth Kelowna.
We've got an auction prize to focus on this morning instead of going through all of it. Journey into the world of Pinot. Look at that. I got that right, I think. Chronicles of Pinot tasting at Cedar Creek Estate Winery.
Oh,
beautiful winery.
amazing.
Beautiful restaurant up there, too. Home block, right? Like,
this will be a quality experience for sure.
yeah, so that's an exclusive guided tour, tasting experience featuring 5 distinct expressions of Pinot. It's expertly crafted to showcase a unique I'm not going to get this. Terroir. And winemaking style.
Land.
Marcy's laughing. Yeah. She's like, oh my God. So that looks like that's we got a day left, day and a bit, day and 10 hours, and it's only at half the value right now. So a nice gift for Christmas to give some people who love wine experiences, and that looks like a great experience that you can get for right now.
First rate.
Just a little over half, right?
Yeah. I mean, there you go. That's a great savings. Awesome. And others like it at KelownaNow.com.
Yeah, so that's our newscast for the morning.
We'll be back at 4 with the news headlines. We'll see what the day has brought us, and we'll check and see if that snow's any closer to arriving here as well.
4 coffees. Every day it doesn't snow, she gets a coffee.
I get a coffee or you get a coffee?
You do.
Oh, so when it doesn't snow, I get a coffee.
That's right.
Because it's not going to snow.
Right, so 4 days.
I don't think it'll snow until the weekend.
Okay.
Jason's going to be buying a lot of coffee.
Somebody's going to be buying me a coffee. Let's just say that. Where's my coffee?
I never agreed.
I'll buy the coffee if he wins. And then
Okay.
you're just like
My
collecting
coffee is like $8.
I know. I was going to say, it's not really coffee.
Yeah,
It's
that's
more
not a
like,
coffee.
It's more like sugar, plus a little more sugar, plus a little more sugar. Maybe we should do a sugar thing on your coffee.
See how many cubes of sugar. Yes,
are in there?
that's-
Let's do that one.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it. I'm still going to drink it. Makes me
You
feel
want to
good.
just have a couple of sugar cubes. Anyway.
Like and
that's-
subscribe to the channels. Head over to KelownaNow.com. See more about the stories we've covered here this
We
morning.
do have some breaking news that we're going to try and cover off. Looks like Google may have settled with the federal government, and they're not going to be pulling because it was 3 weeks to like D-Day for Google, and it sounds like they made a deal, and Google's not going to be pulling the plug on us like Facebook and Meta or Facebook and Instagram, and maybe that'll spur a deal with Facebook and Meta too, and we can get our audience back. Until 4 p.m., stay safe and enjoy the day.